Hello. I welcome you to a moment together. Thank you so much for joining us this day or this morning or wherever it is this evening at your time zone, wherever you are around the world. And we don't take this moment for granted at all. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being with us. And thank you for showing up. In a minute, we will definitely recognize those who have shown up and who are here with us. Can I be totally, totally honest? This morning is a struggle. Well, last night and yesterday was really a struggle. And I was struggling with how to make sense of all that's going on in these United States, from the virus to the violence to the uncertainty to the job loss. And I was just feeling, admittedly, stressed out. Stressed out about what to think, what to do, if anything. I was feeling, well, this feels so familiar. And we're hearing the same words and people doing the same things, but is it different? Will it be the same, more of the same? I was really feeling stressed out, unsettled. I was feeling a lot of unrest as well. I was looking at the images and I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. Couldn't believe the heartache of a family, the pain to see it unfold before our very eyes. So I even questioned whether or not I should show up, whether or not this was even worth it in the grand scheme of things. But I showed up because that's what we're going to talk about, showing up for ourselves, for our communities, for our families, even showing up, very importantly, for our dreams. We're going to take a second now to recognize those who have joined us. And we say good morning to Deanna. Good morning, Deanna. Happy Monday. Oh, the word happy. Thank you. Good morning to Yolanda's. Oh, and she agrees that there is a lot going on. And good morning to Deborah as well. I decided to show up, and hopefully you've decided to show up too, just as I am, with the stress, with the optimism, with the hope, with the willingness to look at things, and the willingness to admit that I don't have a whole lot of answers. Sometimes more questions, sometimes more aggravation. But on these days and in this time, I think it's critical, and you can join me in this if you believe it as well, that we, every moment, to the best of our ability, we show up. We show up in our willingness to figure it out, to try, to be quiet, to be still, to be prayerful. We show up. We show up during these times. And we're willing to show up vulnerable. We're willing to show up letting the world know that we don't have it all together and that everything we're saying and doing isn't profound, but it's part of the larger whole. So we show up. We also breathe. When I find myself in times of stress is because I'm holding my breath. I'm having these imaginary conversations and discussions and arguments with people in scenarios, and I stop breathing. I hold my breath. In what ways do you hold your breath as you're trying to work through things or trying to come up with a solution? So we breathe. During these moments together, we breathe. We show up and we breathe. During these moments together, particularly when we are by ourselves, right before we come together, we are determined and we have to be reminded to use our gifts. What's your gift, especially now? What's the way that you put healing and a way of looking at things? What's your gift? And how are you using your gift? Are you hiding that gift because you're afraid? Are you hiding that gift because you think it's so little? And how could it change things and erase things that have been in our country for such a long time? We use our gifts. And perhaps today is a day to reconnect with that gift, to see it as important, to see it as necessary. in these moments, we use our gift. And in these moments, we do our work. I have a friend whose mom, she said her mother years and years ago, and my friend was early in her marriage, and she would just check in on her mom, and it was like early afternoon, and she'd say, "Mom, what are you doing?" And the mom would say, "I'm doing my work." And it was so definitive. I'm doing my work. What is the work that you are called to do? What is the work that is so necessary? What is the work that may seem like a little thing? A song you're writing, a show you're putting together, something that you're creating, the professional development that you're doing so that when school starts in the fall, you're even more equipped to help. What are you doing? What is the work that you're doing? Be prepared to do your work. And all of these things are so little when you think about it, but they're so powerful. And that's how I'm going to show up today, just as I am. Knowing that I'm stressed, knowing that I'm conflicted, knowing that I'm agitated and angry, knowing that I'm hopeful and optimistic and want to be a warrior of love and peace and calm, just as I am. All of the complexities of who I am, all of the complexities of who you are, that in spite of all that's going on, from violence to unfairness to injustice, all of that, our role, our part is significant. I'd like to just take a moment again to check in and see who's joined us. Let's see. Oh my goodness, so many folks. Oh, thank you for showing up. Yes, thank you, Sally Ann, for showing up. Thank you for showing up. And Greg is reminding us that he's going to show up 5:30 Central, 6:30 Eastern with his show, Motivational Monday. He did it last week, Wednesday, because it was his birthday. And when you have a show, let me tell you, you can call the shots. So good morning. Yeah, thank you so much, Greg T. Also, yes, show up and keep pressing, praying, and pushing. Oh, I think that belongs on a shirt. Henry, good morning to you, Mr. Henry. Good morning to you. And Sally, and show up hopeful, a warrior of peace. Yes, a warrior of peace. That is why we're doing it. That is why we're showing up as well, showing up today. Even with all the uncertainty, even when we don't even know what to call it, we show up at our moments together. And we end our moments together with a virtual hug. And I was even toying with earlier this morning that maybe we should do a double hug. A double hug. One for you and one for me, one for our world. So are you ready for the hug? I feel like we need some hugs and more today. And because again, we have work to do. We have work to do. We are the warriors of peace. We are the warriors of love. We are the prayer warriors. We are the warriors, and the warriors need to hug up. So let's hug up. Oh, oh, goodness gracious. Oh, I send you peace. I send you the right words that you'll need to use today. I send you all that you are, knowing that it's more than enough. I send you forth with gratitude, and we're happy for you, and we're just so honored that you have decided to show up as well. And we thank you for all that you're doing, and we give you these hugs, and we ask you to pass the hugs on, right? To pass the hugs on because they are important. Yolanda says, yes, we must show up no matter what. Yes, it's hard. I am not kidding. The work is hard. The work is hard. The work is necessary. Yolanda is sending you so many big hugs. Absolutely. Hugs, 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 hugs. And Deborah says, thank you. Sally Ann says 100%. Absolutely. Thank you, Deborah. That smile is a virtual hug as well. And we're going to show up, as Deanna reminds us, in unity. Yes, hugs to you, Mr. Henry. Yeah, I love the Bell Arts. Love them, love them, love them. So thank you for joining us today and spending a moment together. I feel so much better knowing that you are here and that we can show up vulnerable just as we are, just as I am, and knowing that there is work that we all need to do. Great. Oh, yes. Oh, David has joined us. Hi, David. We're glad you have and others like you. Absolutely. Let's just put it all together. Put it all together and we know that we can make a difference together individually and collectively. It's the energy. Thank you for joining us. Please feel free to share the video. Please feel free to create your own. Please feel free to create your t-shirts and those words and those messages and sending those texts to people. Keep doing that. And I'll join you and you'll join me very soon for a moment together. Have a great day.